Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Sarah went back to the park with the kids. I didn't really have anything going on, and so I thought, "Oh, let's go live. Let's go live. See who's on right now. See what's going on." So, hope everybody's doing okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Edgar, just wanted to thank you for recommending the monoprice stands. Absolutely. I we talk about diminishing returns, and when it comes to speaker stands, I've seen some speaker stands that are thousands of dollars. And I think that can get a little bit ridiculous pretty quick. So, if you're looking for good speaker stands, monoprice, they're monolith stands. You can made out of steel, and you can fill them up with sand and or cat litter. Some people do rice. I guess the problem with rice is depending on your location and humidity and things like that. Yeah. 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 Closed back headphones 150-ish or below. Hey John, um I would recommend, if you can extend that just a little bit more, the Meze 99 Neos. Those are 199. Same as these, all black. A little bit more bass in the Neos from what I've heard people talk about. But same as the 99 Classics. Excellent, excellent headphones, and those are 199. So, if you're into buying used headphones, you can always swap out the ear pads and get new ear pads. That would be my recommendation for a closed back. Good to have you in here, John, by the way. Um, you guys want to see something totally awesome? Come on. Don't look at my face. Look at this. That says Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thanks to John. Totally awesome. Totally cool. What do I think about wall-mounted main speakers? Chad, I would not be into that. I don't like where that's going. You know, soundstage is so important to me, and getting that performance in the room is so important to me that I don't think that wall mounting a loudspeaker is really going to do that. And so, yeah. 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 Hey Ron, big fan here. Do you ever watch any of Amir's videos from Audio Science Review? He's been active on YouTube recently. He's big on testing gear. Yeah, I've seen a couple of his videos, and yeah, he is. He's um, all about measurements, and that's great. I have no qualms or problems with that. Um, not interested in picking any kind of fights with anybody when it comes to hi-fi. To be frank with you, I think that there's room for all of us. So yeah, totally. Ron, enjoyed your Sapphire videos with Randy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Randy is awesome. I guess it's Neumann, so my Randy Newman joke doesn't work so well, but I don't care. I'm going to keep calling him Randy, Mr. Newman. Sun Valley Drive. We got some patrons in the house. Out of curiosity, when you go back and listen to your audio clips, how accurately do you think it captures your room? Not very accurately, to be frank with you, but I think it's the closest I have ever been. Sound clips are very problematic. I love recording and I enjoy it so much that I'm up to the challenge in the pursuit of, can we ever get there? Can we ever get to what a real room experience is actually like? And I don't know if we'll ever get there, but between the, KU100 and then also that ambisonic mic, it's the closest I've ever been. And, you know, you put on a pair of headphones and you listen, especially to my voice, there's some interesting things going on that it is some kind of an experience, and it's fun. It's entertaining, it's interesting. I think the commentary is really critical, and I think that's what makes it worthwhile. So, yeah. Any SPDIF cable recommendations? I haven't explored SPDIF cable differences, so I usually go with Amazon Basics, to be totally honest with you. In fact, that's what I have, like, for any of the gear that I have. If I'm using SPDIF, it's just an Amazon Basics. I don't have any fancy schmancy cables to compare, so I don't know. I don't know. Some knucklehead gave this a dislike just prior to smashing the like button. Some folks, Roar the Tiger. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. It takes time to be okay with the fact that some people don't like you. To be okay with that. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with some people just not liking me. They don't have to like me. That's okay. It's fine. Cheers. Tell me your impressions on the Hegel H390 AirPlay versus other streamer input. I've got the H390 and have given up on USB as a Roon endpoint. Eric, why have you given up with it as a Roon endpoint? Are you having technical issues, or are you just not happy with the way that it sounds? What do you not like about it? That would be my question. I haven't tried AirPlay on the H390 yet, but I will. I will. And another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to enable the what is it? USB pass through or whatever it is, to where you can bypass the DAC inside and then use your own DAC. I plan on doing exactly that, and that will be kind of interesting to try that. So yeah. Hey Ron, Sapphires for symphonic and pipe organ. The answer to that question is hell yes. I don't drop the hell very often, and I just did. Yes. I mean, they're flat down to 28 hertz, so you'll be down in the depths in a quick hurry. They're fast as a firecracker, as dynamic as a firecracker. I love them with like Johan Johansson and some big, like, very moving cinematic type pieces. Dude, I love the Sapphires with that kind of stuff. It's awesome. It's so great. Speaking of ELAC Unify 2.0s, currently have my pair wired to an Onkyo 9510, looking to upgrade, looking for a neutral integrated stereo amp. Have any recommendations that are under $1,000? Edgar, integrated amp under $1,000. Let's help out Edgar. What do you guys think? My gut reaction, if you want an integrated amp under $1,000, I'm a big fan of the Rogue Audio Sphinx. I've reviewed that in the past. It's evolved since I've reviewed it. I would have a feeling it's probably even better, and I liked it quite a bit. Hey, Ron, someone was asking me about level matching. How do you do it? There's a couple of ways that I do level matching, and it's important to understand that even like a half dB, quarter dB, it's audible. Like, that type of differential It makes a difference. And so level matching can be a little bit tricky. Um, I'm not even getting that scientific when I do it, but what I'll do is I'll bust out my Zoom F8N, which is my field recorder, and then I'll run pink noise through it. I'll bring up the most magnified decibel meter that is on my LCD screen on my Zoom F8N. I'll see where is it pegging, how hot is it, and then I'll do the level match on the other item, figure out where it's pegging, and then that's what I use as my differential. A quicker and easier way to do it is the good old trusty Radio Shack, decibel meter, and you can do that. So, yeah, yeah, good old level matching. All right, let's take a look here. What do you think about pure fidelity tables? I know you said you liked a mod right room with one of their tables and at a show. Yeah, they're beautiful. I think John is the gentleman that does the pure fidelity. Why is this speaker grill? We should be showing speakers off. What have speaker grills? Who uses speaker grills? Yeah, pure fidelity tables, turntables are gorgeous. They're fantastic. The answer to that question is yes. You should buy them all and then send me one because I would love to play with one. Hey, Ron, my listening room is partially open, as is yours, right? Yes, it is. Curious if there's anything to do with situation as far as speaker placement, room treatment. Kind of an open-ended question. I mean, I'm open in the back, which is less problematic than if you were open off to just one side. So I would need more details about your room to be able to help you out there, Jason. If you're asking, if you're like me and you have it open in the back, is there anything that you can do? You could start treating those rooms if you wanted, but I have decided that's crazy. And so I'm not going to, and I'm just going to enjoy what I can and, work in the room that I can and call it a day. Hi, Ron. How far would you or should you go on the power delivery conditioning highway? I've explored it with my own budget, and that means that I was buying budget stuff. Back in the day, I tried some of the Belkin power conditioners and Furman power conditioners, stuff that was just a few hundo. And I actually felt like it made things worse. I didn't like it. I actually like stuff just plugged into the wall, and I thought that it sounded better. Um, I've lived in Arizona for the vast majority of my life, and so we don't really have a whole lot of power problems. I would imagine that if you're in New York or something like that, you might be in a different scenario, but um, running straight into the wall has never really been a big issue for me, and it's been my weapon of choice throughout my, reviewing gear. I just plug it into the wall. I don't use power conditioners. What is your opinion on the Klipsch Heresy 2s from mid 80s? Would it be worth upgrading the crossover? I picked them up for $200. At that price, it might be. I'm not the guy to ask. You could certainly reach out to Danny of GR Research. He could certainly help you out with that. I'm pretty confident that there's a number of things that you could do to, make some improvements based on what it is that you don't like about that speaker. And that's the question you need to answer for yourself before you even move forward is, well, what am I missing? What do I not like? Because then you're going to be able to figure out where you need to go, what direction you need to go. So yeah. Cabal 97, Ron, I like you. Cabal 97, I like you too, man. I totally like you. I don't even know you and I like you. We're best buds. Ron, can you please review the Paradigm Founder series? Please, 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 pretty please. Funny that you mentioned that. They trapped me with their Facebook marketing as well, Trevor. I saw those pictures and the old audio file blood started pumping. I was like, I need to reach out to these guys and figure out what's going on. And I did. And they were like, hey, we'll be in contact. So I hope. Oh, we got a funny joke here. Well, I, for one, like you lots. I think that's a nod to lots. Loudspeaker optimization techniques for soundstage. That's awesome. You're welcome, and you're totally cool too. I was looking at the Sennheiser 280 Dynamic 770 or Audio Techniques M50, but I will look in the Meze Neo. Thanks. Yeah, John, I'm not too familiar with those models, but I highly recommend the Meze stuff. It's so comfy. It's so comfortable. It sounds great. Nice, nice headphones. Lance. Hey, Ron. Hey, thank you for the super chat, whoever that was. I'll get to you in a second. Hey, Ron. Lance is asking, why would a Radio Shack PA amp sound better than a Technics AV receiver? The Radio Shack amp seems to have more powerful presence, even though there's only about 25 watts more power to the Radio Shack. Watts have nothing to do with it, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, with a lot of the amps that we're listening to, we're only listening to a couple of watts. No joke. And I miss VU meters. I'm going to turn on this amplifier because it just looks cooler. Oh, I'm going to break my back doing it. Here we go. Yeah, party time. Watts have nothing to do with it, bro. Nothing. So, what you could be hearing is just the difference in the two amps, the voicing of the amps, I would like to think that a lot of these manufacturers all try to, draw a straight line, and a lot of them do, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't draw a straight line, and you might end up with a bit more presence in one amp versus another. And yeah, it is what it is, man. Yeah. Yeah, I have stopped drinking insecticide and I've moved on to what is this stuff? Zevia. Dr. Zevia is what I got. How do you feel about Burson only letting one reviewer share a glaringly positive review of their new Funk amp to boost pre-sale numbers before actually letting other reviewers see it? Chris, I don't know if you're making an assumption there. I'm not sure what you're talking about, to be frank with you. I know that oh my gosh, I can't think of his freaking name. He's my buddy. What is his name? Jay. Jay's a nice kid from Next Best Thing Studio. He reviewed that Funk amp, and I haven't watched it. I don't know anything about what he said. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. But I reached out to Burson as soon as I saw it, and I was like, that just looks like a cool amp. I'd love to check it out. And Burson was like, yeah, we'll send you one. So I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I need more context. I don't know what you know. I'm not sure. Pipe organ does go down to 16 hertz. That is true. Sapphires won't dig down all the way down that low, but they'll play down bloody low. So, but that is true. That is correct. That is true. I finally realized how old and blind I am after soldering new tone arm wires. Yeah, dude, I have like a neurological condition where I get the shakes. Man, it is truly only by the grace of the good Lord that I have not busted like a gazillion cartridges trying to, do anything with the cartridge. So yeah, I feel you for sure. For sure. Sphinx is $1,600. I didn't realize it was that high these days. I know that when many years ago, inflation, thanks inflation, I think it was around $1,000. So that's a bummer that it's that high. Maybe pick one up used. What about that Outlaw Audio integrated amp? Anybody ever try that one out? I've always wanted to mess with that thing. It looks great. It looks great for the money. I know that Mr. Guttenberg is a big fan. And Mr. Guttenberg wouldn't be lying to us, I don't think. So, yeah, the Outlaw stuff might be kind of fun. Yeah. 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 Let's take a look here. Oh boy, we got a lot of people asking questions. You guys are on fire today. Let me back up. Holy smokes. I'll try to hurry through these. All right. Hegel Airplay is vastly superior with Rune, very spacious, great dynamics, tone, etc., etc. Huh. Well, that is interesting. Okay. Eric, I will investigate. You have some experience with tube rolling input tubes. Yes, I do have experience with that. Let's just take a look here. I told my wife to fill my speaker stands with your ashes. I think she should. I think that's a great idea. You know, definitely when she finds out how much money that you spent on all your hi-fi gear. A problem we all have, my friend. Ron, you do the best reviews, period. I think that might be a question mark, but I'll let it slide. Your detail knowledge is second to none. Love the new mic you're using, Randy. Great call on AO. Best rest assured. Fantastic song. Thanks a million. Absolutely. Happy to help you guys out. I'm having a blast with that mic. It's a lot of fun. Ron, I know you're gearing up to do some room treatment videos. Any plans to try out a setup that offers a binaural? Wow, I can't even say that word. So the treatments aren't symmetrical on both sides of the room. John, that would make my head explode. Everything has to be symmetrical. Oh my goodness sakes. My wife would be laughing right now. She'd be like, this guy doesn't know you. Everything's got to be the same. It's got to be perfect symmetry or my head will just explode. John, how dare you? Oh my goodness sakes. I'll have to think about it for 2 minutes and then say no. Ron, the Yamaha AS 2000 series review sounds like a good match for me, but way too big. Do you have smaller alternatives that would fit better on a desk? Rock and metal music. Smaller, fit on a desk, but has a Yamaha sound. I'm stumped. You stumped me, JP. Anybody got recommendations? Something that sounds like a Yamaha. So something ballsy, right? It'll kick your teeth in. And then when you cry, it'll just throw like a box of Kleenex right at your head and hit you in the head with it. Anybody got a recommendation for JP? Let us know. Hello, Helco from the Netherlands. I like rock and metal. The Iota VX A3, good choice for me. Small room. It's not a bad choice. It's got a pretty lively top end. It's got a top end that it doesn't deserve. I kept saying that in my reviews, trying to give you the hint that you've got a lot of air, you got a lot of extension, you got a lot of stuff up on top, and that might lead to fatigue if you're not careful. So you got to be careful with it. Cartridge reviews, nothing on the menu right now, but I'm working on it. Hopefully that will come up soon. Thank you for asking. That came in from Killer. and MC cartridges. We'll see. I'm trying. We'll see. You'll probably miss this, but yes, mine is open in the back as well. Jason, I didn't miss it. And in that example, it's exactly what I said. You could go start treating that stuff back there if you want, but I've decided just leave it alone. It's okay. Bass propagation, dealing with longer wavelengths, that's the advantage, right? You've got more room back there. On the other hand, it's a disadvantage that you've got more room back there. And then when the bass propagates, it's not treated. And so it can be a little bit boomy and, lead to some problems. But it's a small problem. It's a small problem, in my opinion. Other stuff that you should be working on. Would you personally buy those JBLs behind you? No, I would not. And don't, I know what you're doing. You're thinking, oh, that means they suck. No, they don't. They're a good loudspeaker. And I think that there are many folks that would love these and be totally into these, but there will be some things when I release the review, hopefully this Friday or Saturday, somewhere in there, that I'll talk about that will help get these in the right homes, because they belong in the right homes and it's just not mine. They just don't do what I'm looking for. And I should be able to flesh that out in a way that is really helpful. And so they end up going into the right homes. They're fine. They're great. They're a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Triangle Bro 8 or Kef LS50 Meta. Bro 8 all day for me. Not even close. Should I fake eargasms? Absolutely, you should. Yes. Have you ever heard or reviewed the Golden Ear Triton reference? No, I haven't. Actually, I take it back. I heard them in a show one time. I don't know what was going on, but they sounded crazy bright, which was weird because they shouldn't be. but they sounded bright in that room. I had to leave. I was like, yeah, Sandy, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Calm down. I don't know if it was just the song, the material, electronics. I don't know. They sounded bright, which was weird because a lot of the golden ear stuff is not bright. But no, I haven't spent a lot of time. Do you feel the GRE kits are worth a lot more than they cost? I think you mean GR Research. And do I feel that they are worth a lot more than they cost? Yes. So I think the value proposition on any of the kits that you get from GR Research, it's very high, meaning you're going to end up building a speaker that will compete with speakers that are going to be at a higher price point. Absolutely, I feel that way. Yes. Quad S2 bookshelf for orchestral. I don't know. I've never heard it. I don't know. I second the Audioholics with Gramani, and it was so enlightening. I'll check out that video. I think they were talking about diffusers. I'll definitely check that out. Recommendation integrated amplifier for the ELAC Debut 2.0. Jeff P, give me a budget, and then I'll help you out. What's your opinion on the Project Audio stuff? I like their turntables. I haven't messed with any of their electronics. Sorry, that was a burp and it was gross. Okay, let's just take a look here. Hey, are the Klipsch 5s on your list to test? No, they're not. Have a great day. You have a great day. They're not on my list to test, unfortunately. Ron, can you review the Focal 826? Maybe. I need to crack open the door to Focal and see if I can make that happen. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if they want to play. I got down to my super chat. Thank you for the super chats, guys. Really helps out a lot for sure. Means a lot to me. So thank you, Austin. Your super chat is B&W 805D versus Wilson Tune Tots and B&W 802D versus Wilson Sabrina X Go. Okay. Can't comment on Tune Tots. I can't. I don't know. I have heard the 805Ds and they're pretty good. A little bit bright, in my opinion. 802D versus Wilson Sabrina X. I haven't heard Sabrina X. I've heard the original Sabrina, and I would pick Sabrina. I thought Sabrina was. I usually don't curse on my channel, but it is a badass loudspeaker. It really is. It's a lot of fun. I loved Sabrina. Just a fun rock and roll. It's a lot of fun, dude. Like bass slam for days, fantastic mid range, lots of velocity behind the mid range. Everything just pops out. Really great. So I would imagine Sabrina X might be the way to go. A lot of the B&W stuff, I think, is just a bit bright. It's like, hey, I got a tweeter. Hey, did I tell you that I got a tweeter? I got a tweeter over here. Check it out. I got a tweeter. That's the way they sound to me. You know, just my opinion. All about tweeters. It's like, yeah, okay, you got a diamond tweeter. Nobody cares. Relax. Best stand-mounted speaker for complex orchestral under $2,000. Subs are a given. Oh my goodness sakes, that's a tough one. I gotta say, man, depending on the size of the room, I'm a huge fan of the ELAC Debut 2.0s, the Unifies. Unify 2.0s. Under $2,000, throw a sub in the mix, you got a party on your hands in a quick hurry, and they pump. I mean, they can play loud. So plenty loud for me anyways. Yeah. I think that's what I would do. If not that, it would be interesting what would happen if you did some Maggie LRSs with a sub. You're going to need a power amp to wake up those LRSs. That could be an interesting show as well. Hey, in your tour, your room, I figured out now that the speaker in the corner were the Sapphire, but can you tell us about the H subwoofer? Sure. Yeah, those are GR Research H-frame dual subs. They have 212s, direct servo subwoofers. H-frame configuration, that's the framing of the box, right? Totally open, dipole bass, fast as heck, and it uses direct servo plate amplifiers and totally awesome. Yeah, yeah, totally awesome. Some of the best subs that money can buy, for sure. At that, some of the best subs that you can buy at that price point is how I should say. It's like, who knows how crazy things can get, but John, they're freaking awesome, dude. When you hear bass like that, I've had those things flat down to 16 hertz, and I'm not fibbing. That's me not making up a number. That's me actually measuring and taking a look. Like I've had them flat down to 16 hertz. You want to talk organs now? Yeah, I can do it. I can talk organs. I'll talk organs all day. So yeah, man, I've been getting this a lot. What do I think of Primaluma? I haven't spent time with Primaluma. I've sent an email. We'll just wait to hear if they get back. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. At New Record Day, hi Ron. Any experience with Cyrus amps? Any thoughts or opinions you could share? You know, back in the day, I reached out to them and they seemed interested, but it just kind of fell off the map. I don't know if they lost interest or what happened, but yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see. I asked at the end of your last live about reviewing the GR Research cable offerings, but you got cut short before answering. Can you revisit the topic? Eric, I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if I would do that. There's a couple of reasons why. One being is that, you know, the whole cable thing is so toxic. It's so toxic, and I don't think that it needs to be so toxic. People get so upset, so angry on both sides of the fence. We're both to blame here, depending on which camp you're on. It's so tribal, and it's like, I hate you. You're horrible. You're terrible. It's like, calm down. Everybody, calm down. We're talking about audio. We're not curing cancer here, folks. We're not, we're just talking audio, music, the thing that's supposed to connect people and, you know, bring joy. And here we are rambling on and just getting all foamy at the mouth. It makes me crazy and I don't want any part of it. And so if I was to tackle cables again on my channel, I think I would do it in a very unique way that is a bit more disarming. I think that with all the resources that I have available and recording techniques, I might actually ask you guys the questions. Here's cable A, here's cable B. Can you guys hear a difference? Within the recordings, can you hear a difference? Because I've been thinking about this. As good as I've gotten with the recordings, you would think that if a cable is going to make a substantial difference, like a big difference, like a worthwhile difference, then wouldn't it be picked up in the recording? It's a question that I might answer. But I don't know if I'm going to do dedicated cable reviews. I just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. And I don't like dealing with that conflict and pissing off so many people. It's just not worth it. It's not worth my time. I'd rather talk about bass. And we can all agree that bass is awesome. Nobody's going to get mad at me for saying bass is awesome. Maybe one person will, but they're weird, and they wear socks and sandals. So what do they know? Let's just take a look here. What cans am I using? These are the Meze 99 Classics, and they are awesome. I love them. I've always worried about that Outlaw amp. They just released a new version of it. You should review it. Chris, I will reach out to them again. They ignore my emails, but I will reach out to them again. I'll just pretend that I'm Steve. I'll be like, hey, this is Steve Guttenberg. Steve at New Record Day. Can you send... I didn't think this through. Can you send me that? I promise. I'll check it out. We'll see what happens. Hey, Ron, we know that you like the Inno streamers, but have you listened to the Antipodes CXEX solution? No, I haven't. I should reach out to them and do some comparisons. We'll see. Spring 2 review coming soon. Yeah, it should be out probably in about a month. Within a month. I'll give you that much. Yeah. We're getting close. We're getting close. I got to say that when you have two amazing DACs on your hands, talking about the differences of those DACs, it gets harder. It gets a lot harder. So soonish. I just got to make sure I'm right. So that's why I'm taking my time. I got to make sure I'm right and that I can sleep at night knowing, like, did you get that one right, Ron? Or were you BSing your way through that one? I don't want to BS my way through it. I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that. No thanks. Are you going to review the Ecstatic kit? I don't think Danny would ever send me a kit just to review it. I think that I would have to figure out a way to find somebody that has one that they can lend to me to review. So I don't know. And that's just a problem with his business model is he doesn't have a whole lot, like a ton of margin. And so sending out a kit just to review it, it's a little bit tricky. A little bit tricky. Let's just take a look here. Kef KC62 sub versus GR Research with Magnapans. I don't know for sure. I've asked Kef to send out the KC62. I have a hunch that it probably won't happen. I don't think they loved my review. It is what it is. This is the way the game goes, and it pisses me off. But we'll see how it goes. I hope they do, because I would love to check out that sub. It'd be a lot of fun. I doubt that it's going to compete with the GRs. I doubt it. I'll be shocked because I think physics is going to show up and say, you're still a little sub. And I'm not. Little guy. And pat it on its head and say, run along. Run along, little guy. I think that's probably what's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. William S. says, hi, thanks for reviews. If you want to add warmness to your sound, do you change your preamp or DAC tube Class A MOSFET stage? If I wanted to add a warmness to my sound, I would look at the preamp and I would ask myself, do I have a solid state preamp or do I have a tube somewhere in there? If I am putting a tube in my rig somewhere, I love putting it in the preamp. So that might help you move in the right direction. $1,000 speaker or headphone system, not even close. I would go with speakers. But I'm a terrible person to ask because I don't love headphones. I like them. I'm a speaker guy. I'm a speaker guy. If you were to ask Mr. Joshua Valor, why do I always do that? It's like I don't like Josh, and yet I love the guy. He would say, "Yeah, headphones, dude. You'd get so much more." That's how he talks too, I think. This husky voice, handsome devil. Alrighty. Come on, Ron. Have an open mind. Talk to Anthony Gramani. Okay, I will. I'll have an open mind. I will. I'll try. Let's just take a look here. So, gear aside, what music do you listen to that you feel is a guilty pleasure, if any at all? Lots of acoustic stuff. What I typically do, Greg, is I'll start with Gregory Alan Isakov. If you guys aren't familiar with his work, you should check him out. And then I'll just let it play. And then Rune will start suggesting from there. And I just kind of get lost in the music. By the way, I didn't plan on going live today, but the family was out at the park. I just hear them coming in. So at any moment, I might need to go. I wasn't planning on doing this today, so this might be a shorter one. I'm just giving you a heads up. So if Sarah needs my help, husband duties call, and I gotta help out with the kids. But I wanted to hop on and at least say hi. A few years back, you reviewed the Studio Legacy HD monitors. I'm torn between those and the LS50 Metas. It's been a long time since I've heard those Legacies. The Legacies are going to probably be able to play louder, have more dynamic swing, have deeper bass, probably going to bring more punch to the party. So if that is important to you, then I would say go in that direction. Um, on the other hand, the KEFs are definitely about soundstage offerings, and so they have the ability to disappear, and that is something that they did really, really well. So yeah, yeah. Um, da, 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 da. Good headphone. Let's just see here. Again, more questions about Prima Luna. Everybody, I need to start reviewing Prima Luna. That's the bottom line. I'm learning this from the live comments. I've got to do that. Sun Valley Drive says content idea. Would love for you to do a these are the 5 LPs I'm listening to right now video once a month. I'm loving Dominic Phil's. Okay, that's a great idea. I'll see what I can do with that. I might run with that, even if it's just a quick like boom. Check these out. I might do something like that. That's a great idea. Have you heard the? Oh, this is a great question, Matt. I've got some good news for you, my friend. He's asking, have you heard the Q Acoustics Concept 300s? No, but they'll be here tomorrow. Out for delivery tomorrow. So I will let you know. I will let you know what I think. I'm totally thrilled. I'm excited. Brent, thank you for the super chat for the $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. Let me just take a look here. Looks like my own device is stuck on a drawbridge. Keep talking. Okay, I'll keep talking. BNW 805D with Hegel amp is a very good match. I would believe that. Agreed with Ron. Pleasant surprise. Trying to get some more questions here before I have to run. Speaking of the LRS, I'd love to know how Maggie's integrate with GR Research servo subs. Dipole and open baffle subs it's good. It's tricky to get that integration perfect. I've had good luck with even sealed subs to get that integration perfect. Don't think that just because it's an open baffle sub that it's going to be a perfect match with Maggie's. You may need to experiment with, some sealed subs and just see what sound you're going for and what you like. It's tricky to get it perfect. It's harder than you think. But if we're talking just dynamic drivers, open baffle, and then H-frame subs, then you're good to go. And it's easy to get them integrated. VPI or Rega turntable. I haven't spent time with the Regas, so I can't really say, but I love VPI turntables. They're great. Rel subs for 2-channel music. Yes, I would recommend them. Yes. Yeah, I would. I like the Rel subs. I think they sound very beautiful. They're very musical sounding subs, and I do recommend them. But at the same time, I recommend SVS subs, and I've got some Emotiva subs I'm going to be messing around with. So I wouldn't get so tripped up on specific brands per se. There's going to be some exceptions to that. If we're talking rhythmic, we're getting into direct servo, and those subs have some technology that lend itself to a really cool experience when it comes to subwoofers. So, you kind of have to take that into consideration. But yeah, I've heard some Rel subs and they're phenomenal. They sound beautiful. They're very musical sounding. So that might be coming down to, cone material, paper cone, lots of complex things that we need to kind of break down and check out. Tecton Towers versus Spatial Sapphire. I haven't heard all of the Tecton offerings, but of the Tecton offerings that I've heard, I would take the spatial stuff over it. But that is my bias coming into play, that open baffle is the end game option for me. So that's something that I love. So it's kind of hard to say. You could say spatial audio / open baffle versus everything. And guess who wins? Yeah, you got it. You got it. What mics are you using for recording? Also, can you do a recording for Led Zeppelin Bonzos? I don't know if I can do that specific recording, but I use a lot of different mics that I'm experimenting with right now. The most recent sound clips is a Neumann KU100 dummy head. It's a binaural head that was sent out thanks to Adorama. Thank you, Adorama. Please let me hang on to it for a long, long time. It's on their credit card right now, so I don't know how long I'm going to be able to hang on to it, but it's $8,000. No joke. So it's like no joke. And that's been a blast. But I do have Earthworks QTC40s that are my own mics that I use when I'm doing near field sound clips. And that's been a lot of fun to do. That's been a lot of fun to do as well. Joseph Zanotti, an old friend of mine. Hey, Joe. He's saying, hey, Ron, I've heard that Eddie Vedder is the last true American musician. Care to weigh in? The answer to that question is yes, sir. And that is correct. He is the last great. Yeah. Yeah. Last true American musician. Absolutely. Yes. Great image, new camera. No, same camera. Just switching up the lighting and the mood a little bit. I like doing that from time to time. I get bored of the same old thing, so I switch it up. And yeah, thank you for noticing. Our speaker cable is really that controversial? No, everybody agrees. Yeah. Yikes. Tecton double impacts versus the Sapphires. The thing about it is I don't even think it's going to be a fight. I don't. And I'm not saying that because one is clearly going to beat the other one. I think they're going to just sound so different, you know? For me, open baffle dipole bass. When you hear it, you can't unhear it. And it's awesome. It's my favorite. That's my favorite flavor of hi-fi ice cream. So in that example, I think the Sapphires are going to win for me, for what I'm going for. You might not agree with me, and that's okay. We can break bread and talk about power chords and then end up in a fist fight. And I'll fight dirty. I will. I'll fight dirty. All right, here we go. I hear baby squilling. Yeah, that was Natty. But she seems to be chill right now. So we'll keep going until I have to get in there. Sarah will let me know. Have you ever played with Allo something signature on PI? If not, no, I have not. I haven't. Next best thing, Studio already tricked viewers with cable comparisons. Most people thought it was his reference amp versus a new one for review, which of course indicated everybody heard a difference. That's interesting. That's interesting to find out. So yeah, then we have to wrestle through that. You know, if we can hear a clear difference, you know, through somebody just super chatted $25. Thank you so much, whoever you are, Mr. Penguin. If we can hear a difference through YouTube or through our recording methods, then what do? We have to work through that. You know, we can't just dismiss it. So maybe I'll tackle that. We'll see what happens. All right. Do you notice a worthwhile difference with higher resolution music files higher than 44.1 16-bit? Cole, it depends. If we're talking streaming, then CD wins. 1644.1 wins, like every time. And I'm not kidding. Like that was kind of a mind melter of an experience that I experienced. And now I know it to be true because I've done the comparisons. Streaming is not the end all be all. And I think that, you know, a lot of these companies, they want you to think that it is. And I love these companies, you know, Tidal and Qobuz, but you pop in a CD and you do the comparison yourself, you're in for a rude awakening. You really are. Now, in the event where you're downloading like a high resolution file, that might be a different situation. I haven't made those comparisons, so I can't comment on it. JBL 530 versus Emotiva B1 or Yamo S803. Pick one, please. My pick would be the 530s. That would be my pick. Why not let Georgia host the next one? My good friend Peter asks. Why not? We'll get Georgia in here. She gets shy. She's so cute. She gets shy. Ron, what guilty pleasure songs or music genres do you like? Every now and then, I like to crank up some Beastie Boys. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Sabotage. No doubt. Those boys, they know how to do it. They know how to do it. Great channel. You solidified my purchase of the Bucart S400s. Andrew, that's great to know. The S400s are a fantastic sounding speaker. Really nice. Really nice. As far as I'm concerned, near perfect. It's like he did a lot with those. They do a lot of great things. Ron, do you like Otis Taylor? I haven't explored much of Otis Taylor, so I'm gonna have to add that onto the list of musicians to check out. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Let's just take a look here. Scott, thank you so much. I got down to your super chat. Thanks for the great content. Buy yourself a few drinks on me. Scott, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Really means a lot. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. What's the best USB cable you've heard? Well, the USB cable that I'm using right now is from DB Audio Labs. It was one that my friend Eric from DB Audio Labs sent out, and I plugged it in, and I've been using it since then. I haven't changed it, and it's not terribly expensive. I don't think. I don't know. Yeah. If I start tackling cables, that'll be something I do, and we'll see if we can get some answers without fist fights. Like, guys, calm down. We're just talking audio. Everybody calm down. Ron, on the topic of reviewing a higher level of product line, I know the masses regularly spend 5 digits on audio components, but we aspire to and sometimes can, so we need to know what to look at. Yeah. Yeah. Have I heard of Bonecki speakers? I have heard of them. I'm going to reach out to them here pretty soon, actually, because I'm getting some requests to like check those out. So we'll have to do that. Going back to your NRD roots for an MC cartridge turntable, are the integrated amps that would have a decent phono stage? If standalone phono stage recommendations, I've always been a big fan of what Yamaha is doing with their phono stages. I think they sound pretty dang good. So that would be the immediate reaction to that. I think that, what was it, the 3200 that we reviewed? Great sounding phono stage in that thing. So yeah. Are the Kef R3 still best bet under 2K and under? I don't know because I haven't spent time with a Kef R3. So I don't know. You have an opinion on Creek gear, specifically the Creek Evolution 100A? I do not. I haven't spent any time with Creek gear, so I don't know. And I don't like to lie to you guys. In the future, I'd like to hear more about the Sapphires paired with different integrated amps or solid state versus tube components combinations. I've been thinking about doing exactly that just to show you how versatile the Sapphires are, because I get this question a lot. And I was thinking it'd be kind of fun to do like some blind setups where you guys don't know what you're hearing, change the amps on you, and jack you up at the end of the video when I'm showing you like a $35 Class D amp. Like, how dare you, Ron? How dare you mess with us like that? We'll see. I'll do something fun. We'll have some fun. Yeah. Yeah. Have you listened to SACD surround mixes like the Downward Spiral, Dark Side of the Moon? Yes, I have. I have listened to DVD audio and Super Audio CD surround sound experiences. And you know what? They're always a lot of fun. Every time I check it out, I'm like, this is fun. This is fun. Ooh, Brett B, your review of the Maydac tipped me over the edge and I ordered a month ago. That is awesome. That is awesome. As you can see, the Maydac that I had was sent back. I'm working with Holo Audio to try to find a way to get my own Maydac, and it's challenging because I can't afford it. And so advertising, sponsorships, things like that come into play, and we'll see what we can come up with because, dude, it's that's the kind of DAC where it's like, okay, that's end game. That's the DAC to beat, in my opinion. Okay, Ron, cables are too controversial. How about reviewing high-end network switches? Eric, you're just goading me. You're just messing with me. Stop messing with me. And here we go with another one. Favorite power cord, say under $1,000. I'll tell you what, it's a power cord I have laying over here. PayPal me $1,000 and I'll send it to you. Whatever you get, I promise it sounds amazing. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Oh, my goodness sakes. Buying the Polk L800 because of you. Oh, Peter. I'm sorry about your wallet, my friend, but those L800s are a blast. Holy smokes. Do your facial hair affect acoustics? Mine do not. They're not that neither does my hat. I've had a lot of people saying, hey man, you remove your hat and you're going to get better soundstage. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever listen to electronica? Not so much. Not so much. Mark Hall, yes. Send the email. Please send the email. Please do that. That will be helpful. Any thoughts on the NAD 368 amp with the Blue OS? Quality of sound with Tidal streaming. I would love to do that. My rep for NAD retired, and he was one of the best reps that I've ever worked with. And the new rep has been slow to return emails. So I'm hoping I can continue getting NAD stuff. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We're about an hour. I'm going to try to keep this around an hour, and I'm going to have to run here to help out with Sarah. But let's see what else we got. Best bookshelf speakers, $2,000 or less. Production bookshelf speakers, $2,000 or less. Why am I drawing a blank on this one? Bucard S400s. They just don't do anything wrong. And that's the thing is man, and they've got serious bass. S400s. That's it. That's the one that I would go with. Yeah. 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 Yep. Fight me if you're wrong. That's what I have to say. All right, let's take a look here. Just bought the Q Acoustics 3050i to replace the 28-year-old buzzer. I don't know how shocked the difference am I going to be. I don't know about the 3050i's. Adam is asking about the Q Acoustics 3050i's. I haven't spent time with those. If they perform anything like the Concept 500s, which are $6,000 towers, then you're in for a treat. I don't know if they will. But man, I love the Q Acoustic stuff that I've heard so far. Hey, Ron, I sent you an email to you in February since you told me to email you about stand mounts that excel at soundstage and imaging. I don't know if you received that email. Neil, that's not standing out. I don't remember this. If you don't mind, if you still have the email, just resend it again. Maybe it ended up in a spam folder. Follow up with me, ask me to reply to you, and that way we know. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What's the in-game Inuos unit? That would be their statement, but it is so freaking expensive that I don't know if the juice is going to be worth the squeeze because you got the Zenith and then you've got the statement, which is so up there, edgy. I don't know, man. I don't have that kind of money. Sub-Annihilation is asking. He says, "Hi, Ron. How are you?" I'm doing well. I just want to ask, why do audiophiles don't like Bose? I don't know. I don't know. I don't hate Bose. I don't. I really don't. I don't. I'm not one of them. I'm curious about the KinkU Studio EXM1 Plus review. Your experience seems to be different from Sean from Zero Fidelity had to say. Were there any revisions or changes since the power button changed? What did Sean say? I don't know what you're referring to. I think that he reviewed the original EXM1, not the EXM1 Plus. I think that is factually true. Camille, let me know what Sean had to say. I love that amp. That amp. If you're looking for just a lush, kind of a relaxed presentation on top, you don't want anything to be too crazy or forward. It's almost the opposite of a Yamaha. Then that's your guy. That's your guy. Does Newman Randy give you as hard of a time as Cheap Randy? No. Cheap Randy gives me the hardest time. He's really mean to me off camera. He's just mean. Picks fights with. He's not. He's a sweetheart. Randy, he's under the weather, guys. I'm worried about him. I think he's coming down with something. He's not sounding so hot. So hopefully he recovers quickly. Which is the most consistently good speaker brand? Depends on budget. At the lower price of the totem pole, ELAC has been my favorite. That's been my favorite. Have I heard of Tecton? Yes, I have. S400's poor at low volumes, buyer beware. Huh. How low is low volume, Ken S? We got to kind of flesh that out. Suck at low volumes. What is low volume? We need to figure that out. Let's just take a look here. Can you please say hello to my brother N, who is on camera too, still loving it? Hello. Hi. I'm Ron. Let's take a look here. I'm floating the idea of getting a Technics SL1200G. Have you heard of the Lyra Delos and Ortophone Cadenza Bronze MC? Any opinions or recommendations? Funny that you mentioned that. I'm going to be chatting with Techniques tomorrow about checking out a 1200G because I have been interested in that table myself. And so I might be able to give you some more insight here pretty soon. We'll see. Jeff is in the house. Good buddy Jeff. Sup, big round. How are you? For today, can we get you to try some fully active monitors this year? The answer is no. Get that sweet mod right pre-straight into some powered bastards and let's see what the question mark. No. Can't make me, Jeff. I won't listen to your smart speakers with cables that I got to plug in. Tripping hazards. That's what those are. They're tripping hazards. You pull speakers way out into the room and you got to plug in power into it. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right. I hear my little boy crying. I think we're going to end it. We passed an hour. We're an hour and 4 minutes. I'm going to go help out. Husband duties. Help out. We're going to be making pizzas tonight. I'm sorry I didn't get to all your questions. I apologize. Yeah. But thank you guys for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys, and we will we'll see you guys soon.